What's up, Mortgage Coach community? Dave Savage. This is the week after Thanksgiving, so hopefully you had an amazing Thanksgiving. And I am sitting down talking to Shayla Gifford. What's up, Shayla?
What's up, Dave Savage?
Did you have a good Thanksgiving, even though you're overseas?
Yes, we did. We shared with some Dutch folks and some people from England. They never had Thanksgiving before, and so it was really special. It was really good.
Cool. Well, everybody who's watching this, we're in the mortgage industry, so we have so many things to be grateful for. I mean, we're killing it. Everybody I talk to is breaking personal records. And the other thing that's really cool, and I don't know if you're seeing this, is so many people in the mortgage industry are just giving back to their local communities. They're just doing good things in the world. And yes, we're planning to kill it in 2021, but are you seeing the same things?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a conversation I have almost every other day. What can we be doing to give back? What are you doing to give back? And I feel like there's this, I don't know if it's a sense of guilt, but it's definitely a sense of purpose and responsibility that we all have because we've been blessed beyond measure during these times. And we see, directly and indirectly how others have been affected. So it feels really good to be motivated in that way, Dave.
Yeah, no, we have been blessed. So I'd love to have a conversation about leadership and teamwork. I think when I talk to folks, everybody is scaling, like how do I do the same amount of business in 2021, knowing that refis are going to be a lot less? Purchases are supposed to be up, although we all know that's a geo market. It can vary from zip code to zip code, what happens to you. But at the end of the day, I think everybody knows they need to be a good leader. They need to work as a team. Even if you don't have a team member, you do have a team member, you got a processor. And so I just want to talk about what are you doing to prepare, close the year strong and prepare your team for 2021?
Well, today is an exciting day because my team back in the States, led by my partner who's been with me for 10 years, who I started with no experience. And we've been doing all the things that I'm going to share with you. We just crossed 200 million. So this is so exciting. But a couple things that we've done to finish the year strong. I do a branch meeting every single month with every single player on our team, from operations to sales to admin. And we do a ton of recognition. I believe in the philosophy, recognize or celebrate that which you want to duplicate, and that people work harder for recognition than they ever will for a paycheck. And so we do that every single month. But the last two meetings of the year, I always bolster those with more personal growth stuff. So November meeting, we went over values and how do you determine what your values are? And out of the list of these 50 values, what are the 5 that you identify with most? And then how do you turn that into a verb, an action statement? Instead of saying integrity is value, it's, I'm Shayla Gifford and I always do the right thing. So we did a value statement or a value process. And then we also went through essentialism and the growth mindset, which I think is just kind of like getting us to settle in and be the best version of ourselves and be connected to ourselves. Because I think sometimes we get, so crazed in the busy. So we did that. We're also in December doing an exercise that I call the Code of the Extraordinary Life, or Living an Extraordinary Life. I took it from Vision Lacan's book, Code of the Extraordinary Mind. It's a big about vision and what are the experiences that you want to do in your life? What's your bucket list? Who do you want to be? How do you want to contribute? I'm also doing an offsite quarterly retreat, but year-end retreat with my personal team, my origination team, where we talk about goals. We do a SWOT analysis, look at our strengths, our weaknesses, what are our opportunities for improvement, what are our threats. And we do a wheel of life exercise, kind of, seeing where we're out of balance or in balance. So that's just a few things. And then I want to insert one thing. I had done a 2021 leadership planning workshop with Dan Keller and Jeremy last Friday in the Mortgage Coach community. By the way, it was awesome. And they did their wheel of life. And I think they had 7 areas in their life or their wheel of life. And I had recommended to add an 8th, and the 8 would be just dedicated to the concept of leadership. So really look at leadership as an 8th area of life. What do you think of that idea? I love that so much. I think because I've, been committed to leadership for a long time, Dave, it's the reason that I live an extraordinary life and I push myself because I'm just accountable to others. And I think, when I get on these calls with you, when I serve at the Modern Mortgage Summit, when I interview an author, I always feel like I'm the biggest winner because I'm in a position of leadership. I'm held accountable. I organize the call. I prepare. I soak it up. And if I wasn't in leadership, I could just kind of skate by and, be kind of out in the masses and not be pushing myself the way I do. So I think it's an opportunity. It's something that the world needs in every facet, whether it's in your church or in your home or in your team or your office or whatever. So I love that idea and really thinking about where we stand on that.
Yeah, because it's always been something that's kind of under personal growth or it's under a different category. I just think breaking that into a category all on its own would be helpful. So I'm going to keep that conversation going in the mortgage coach community. So one other question I have, and if there's more things you want to share before we wrap this up, I want to hear them all. But we did have just a great Modern Mortgage Summit. You were one of the keynote speakers, plus you did a number of how-to videos. And this week is the end of, call it the live event pass. So we had like over 9,000, I think 9,908 people that either through their companies or individually had signed up. And as of next week, they will have to sign up for the 1-year pass. And I know you and a number of folks at Guild have signed up for that 1-year pass. How are you going to use that call it for the next 12 months? Like what's your why around why you continue to watch the content, and how are you going to implement it as a leader?
Well, I'll tell you, I was just on this morning and I was like, oh, this is running out, forgetting that of course I have the pass, but I think
by the way, who were you watching this morning? Just so I know.
I was watching Bill Helstad and restudying up on the Facebook stuff. I think, and it's so good. It's so simple. I mean, Dave, your brilliance in putting together 5-minute segments it's just so doable because for me, I can't go back and watch a 2 or 3 hour event. Like I need to be there. I need to feel it. I got to be in the moment and then move on. But the way you put this together, not only did it feel great on the day and being there, live, but to be able to go, oh yeah, I remember Amber Kavorik was talking about this, and boom, I can go access it and digest it and take notes and implement it. And it's 5 minutes. And I mean, just Michelle Castle talked about, the listing agent and what do you do specifically and how do you work that angle right? I mean, every single one of those tactics, your point with Jeremy Forcier about how to just ask for the referral when somebody says, wow. I mean, like every one of those little nuggets can literally double your business or increase your income by 10%. And
or one loan, just like there was like so many one loan ideas just scattered.
Yeah. And one loan would be absurd to even say, but I mean, anyway, so my intention is to just stay in tune with, because I believe that the content shared, the speakers that you hand selected, the way that you, Renee and Todd, and Kelly led that, the energy was incredible and everything is relevant. It's current. It's not going to be expired in 3 months. It was also very focused on the right fundamental building blocks of success from $100 million producers. So that's my intention personally. I think we all need a shot of motivation at times. I think we all need to tap into that learning. In terms of using it for leadership, I put out content to Guild Mortgage every single week. I make a video and I need to be inspired and I need my cup to be full to bring to other people. I do the same thing in my own personal team in a weekly meeting that's about motivation. The rest of the week we can talk about loans and closing dates and pipelines and blah, blah, blah. But, I just think that people need to feel good and they need that inspiration and motivation. And so for me as a leader, selfishly, I'm using that a lot. And then I think, of course, for people in my branches that need a tactic and that are struggled or stuck, sometimes they need to hear from somebody else. They're going to absorb it from somebody else's personality than from myself or maybe the coach that they have. So anyway, I'm so grateful that you set it up that way and that we can buy an extra year, Dave. I just think it's brilliant.
What are your thoughts on this? And I do think the fact that it's micro content, it is searchable, it's all there for a manager, and forget what the rhythm is, whether this is a weekly, a monthly, quarterly, but to pick some content. And one of the things that you could do, a lot of people don't know this, but in Zoom, when you go to share something, instead of sharing your desktop, you could share a video, or I'm going to actually share the website, and I'm going to select at the bottom, there's a little check where you say share computer sound, optimize, and share video clip. And so when I share this, like, do you see it right now, Shayla?
Yeah, I see it.
Who's this rock star?
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So guys, one of the things you could do if you were a manager, and I do think all managers and people that mentor loan officers and are responsible for the success of other loan officers should have a 1-year pass to this. I think there's no better place for you to be a great leader. And then you could take it, and at a meeting, you could pull up a video. I'm going to click this right now and just check out how good the sound is.
Get ready for an amazing presentation.
The truth is, I have figured out how to harness my dysfunctions to get rich as a saleswoman.
So I won't make you keep watching yourself, because I know that could be tough.
Thank you.
Especially, I thought about picking someone else's, but the point I wanted to make is, what are your thoughts on it if you were a manager to pick some of this content that you're trying to get better at yourself? Because if you're a branch manager, you're probably a producing branch manager, and then play this the way I just did for your team. And then it would be great. I do think you should have your team either buy it for them or have them sign up. But whether you buy it for them or not, just like, this is a good toolkit to have for leaders and managers. And I want to push everybody. We live in Zoom. So sometimes we need to put the content in Zoom, optimize the sound, watch it with them, and then unpack it. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I always learn a lot every time I spend time with you, Dave. And you're the key example of building a business by adding value to other people's lives and by truly caring. So just that tip you shared on how to optimize Zoom and the sound could have helped me a lot last week when
you didn't know about that? That's a new move for you?
Did not know about that. No, that's kind of a ninja move.
Kind of a ninja move. That's a total Zoom ninja move.
It's a total ninja move. Yeah, I think once you told me I'm still a Zoom rookie or something, and I was like pissed and like, I got to figure this out. So I love continually being inspired. But yes, I did a loan officer retreat last week, and we fly everybody in and we do a 2.5-day deal, and we go out for sushi and we blah, blah, blah. And of course, that's just not what's going on at the moment. So we just condensed it down to 6 hours of what is the absolute essential topics and strategies and tactics that we need to all be sharing and talking about. And some of them were just live, and some of them were recorded videos just like that. So anybody could be doing this in their regular cadence and rhythm. So just to summarize my rhythm, every single Monday, I do a sales call with every loan officer that I have every Monday, 15 minutes long. How many leads, how many deals, how many butts in the seats, with a motivational message. And sometimes I'm asking them for something else, like how many realtors you're going to call today? What's your word for the week? Stuff like that. But we do that every single Monday. We stay connected. We stay competitive when we know our numbers. Once a month, do that branch meeting with a lot of recognition, education, and just uniting everybody. That's also on Zoom. We've been doing it on Zoom for a long time. And so it's been even more effective this way. The third thing is doing a quarterly team meeting where you are getting offsite or virtual and going through some of this stuff, reading a book together, unpacking some of the stuff that is available on this Modern Mortgage Summit, pouring into your people. We've got to keep making deposits before we ask for withdrawals. And so I think those are so critically important. And then, of course, goal setting with everybody. So with every loan officer I have, I do semi-annual goal setting with them, so twice a year. And of course, as many one-on-ones that are needed. And then I coach them all bi-weekly. So there's definitely a rhythm and a cadence to leadership and to staying connected and to using group dynamics where we're inspiring each other and we're raising each other up and we're sharing tactics and we're building culture all at the same time.
So guys, you just got Shayla Gifford leadership checklist. So I think, this is one of those things, right? Just hearing that would be worth re-listening to this, kind of comparing what is Shayla doing versus what are you doing. So pure gold, Shayla. So what I'd like to wrap things up on is just the concept and how you use the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel, how you're going to use the modern Mortgage Summit. How are you going to use those two things as a leader in 2020?
Well, I'm so happy you asked that. What Mortgage Coach is doing for our group, our company, for our industry is just transformative. And to think that the first 6 years of my career, I had no coaching, no mentorship. I don't even think YouTube was around.
It wasn't, or at least it wasn't like the tool it is now.
No, I mean, I was still dialing 411 to get phone numbers for VOEs. There was definitely no Google at the very beginning. And this is only 16 years ago. So imagine, another 10 years, or another 5 years from now, it's like, get with the pace. But anyway, Dave, every new person that I've hired, they just get that Mortgage Coach is part of the pre-approval process, the advising process. And I have a new employee that is she's amazing, 15 years of experience as a branch manager, knows loans, but has never really been boots on the ground originating. And she's going to bed every night listening to Mortgage Coach YouTube videos. And that is life changing. I mean, just the ability to hear just wisdom and tactics and scripting from other top producers. And Dave, you do such a good job of pulling and gleaning that information out, making it simple and making it entertaining. It's just such a value add to our industry. And so if you're, as a leader, not using that with your people now, I believe everybody will be on the bandwagon in 5 years or less, because there's such momentum in this area.
I like that idea.
I really do. So I just think we're disserving our people if we're not really tapped in and turned on and using all this stuff. So,
well, Shayla, you have been an amazing gift to the Mortgage Coach community and what you have brought us from Guild. I mean, Guild has grown in their adoption of Mortgage Coach. We've adding users every month, loan officers that are getting on it. So thank you for your leadership at Guild. Thank you for occasionally coming into the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel and creating content. You guys did a crazy, exceptional job of you had the most loan officers on the Modern Mortgage Summit of any lender out there. So you had a lot of loan officers tuned in, paying attention. And you guys have a lot of loan officers they're getting the 360-day pass. So thank you for all that, Shayla. Any closing thoughts, any last words of wisdom before we wrap this up?
Just focus on feeling good. That's my main message as a leader and to myself between now and the end of the year. This is definitely a marathon. Obviously, everybody's felt this by now. And being frantic, being super stressed, being anxious is not going to keep you in champion, mode or status. And so I really think that finding a way from moment to moment, day to day, to just say, what is it going to take for me to feel good? What do I need to listen to? What do I need to read? What do I need to eat? How do I need to sleep? We're in monumental times with extraordinary opportunity, and we have the gift to lead people and to change lives and help our customers. And we just have to focus on feeling good. And when we feel good, we'll find the solutions. We'll lead better, and we'll be a hell of a lot sexier out in the world, because it's not good to be rattered and tattered and stressed and all of those things, no matter how much money is going into your bank account. So that's the number one thing I'm focused on, Dave.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I've actually I feel like 2020 was the marathon, and now we're running an ultra. And it's like, don't worry about when it's going to end. Just keep running. And I love what you said. I actually interviewed someone last week, Chris Devon. It'll be in the YouTube channel this week. And he's having an exceptional year, closed over 180 million. And he not only is dealing with the stress of COVID, but he found out he has cancer. And he's now in a fight for cancer, for winning. And this dude has a great attitude. He's just showing up as a leader for his team. He's a father of four. I could tell he is showing up in a really positive way. And you know why? Because of what he's putting in his head. He's being super thoughtful about what he's watching. He is watching the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel, but I know he's watching the right things. I know he's using the right words internally and externally. And so I love that you closed on that. The words we use in our own head and the words that we use with our team are everything. So Shayla Gifford, you rock. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mortgage Coach community, if you got value from this, give it a like, watch it with your team. At a minimum, don't just listen to Shayla's leadership rhythm, write it down, compare it to what you have. And even if you have the same thing, are you doing the same things? Are you executing that? Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.